Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview, the 246th Merseyside derby.
Okay.
At Anfield. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Yeah. 18 days off. For Everton. And now we're back in it. We're launched back in it. We've got a few weeks of top five. Top five. And we started with a trip to Anfield. So it's not a place we really ever look forward to going. Imagine a day when we did look forward to going though, and that's where we're heading right now. Those days are coming. I believe it. Tough game for Everton. If they want to keep the unbeaten run going, it's going to have to be a decent performance.
Yeah, it's a horrible game, isn't it? It just seems too close from the last one.
The last one feels ages ago, though.
It still feels too close for me. Like a year between them, too close for me.
Like 18 months ago, wasn't it? Since last time we went to Anfield.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. The other week. Yeah. Oh, listen, it's the tough game, and they're the best team in the land at the moment, aren't they? They'll be champions in the next few weeks, and you have to say they deserve it, even though we can say that they gritted teeth. They've been the most consistent team, and going to Anfield's always, throughout our lifetimes, been awful. Having a handful of wins or whatever in the league. Just not a ground we do very well at, and haven't done very well at, and certainly... Yeah, forever, probably. But things change sometimes, don't they? And Everton in really good form. Liverpool have lost the last two. And all the pressure's on Liverpool, really. It's nice to be able to sit here and go, this isn't one that is... You can just sort of assess it as just a derby game, because without it being like the be all and end all for us in terms of what it will do in like a relegation battle or whatever. So for Liverpool, they're going for the league, like just said, and they need, for them it's a must win, I guess. And for us, it's an opportunity to really upset the apple cart and continue what has been an excellent run, unbeaten.
Yeah, obviously 9 games. In some ways, I don't know. I'd like us to have something to. I know we've got something to. We have got obviously got something to play for, and we've got pride, and money. It'd be nice to have, and I don't mean this in a negative way of going, I wish we were still in relegation, but it'd be nice to have something to play for, a bit more to play for, wouldn't it? Because that's that. I think in the one at Goodison, that was the thing that kept us going right to the end, wasn't it? It was. The pride of Goodison Park that night, making sure we weren't beaten, kept us going to the end. I hope we have that internally for this game, that thing of like, just keep going, doesn't matter whatever the score is, keep going, keep believing we can. Because far too many times we've gone to Anfield and there's been games where you think, this is, and even in very recent times I've had this feeling, there's something in this, we've got an opportunity here if the players just believe it a little bit more. So I hope there's that feeling, when we play them in this game, it's like players have that little thing inside them, because that's for me, that's the mark of more than a decent Premier League footballer. Like someone who's got an opportunity to be a top player is like, we keep going. We believe in ourselves. We can get something out of this game. And I think far too many times we've gone to Anfield without that belief.
Well, it's the historical thing, isn't it? Or a predetermined thing in your head. The unconscious bias, which is often spoken when you go there and you just think, we don't do well here, or this is a really tough place to come. You see it, like when the good teams have it. It's lots of teams go there and get beat when you look and go, they've got a chance there today, and they just go and get beat. And you're like, what happened there? And you've seen it with the best teams do it. Certainly at Liverpool, they are, they've got that aura. That aura's there. But there has been games in the last few years where you're right, we've sort of, the game's been sort of there. And we haven't fully believed we could get something out of it, and then Liverpool have made the breakthrough, and they just ended up comfortably winning. And you think of the one couple of seasons ago. In fact, last time it wasn't. They won a couple of seasons ago. We didn't even. We knew we'd lost, didn't we? Even last time we played last season, it took a penalty to break us down in like the 75th, and we had a couple of opportunities in that where had we got in front, who knows what would have happened. And you're right, the belief wasn't there, but that's just where it is, isn't it? It's where we are. I'm the other way, I think. Maybe just being able to play with that freedom is stick in the game, stay in the game. There's a great opportunity to be an Everton side that goes there and win against the champions elect. Let's see what we can do and see where we end up.
It's game plan though, isn't it? At the end of the day, Forest are the only team we've won there this season, the only team we've beaten Liverpool in the Premier League. It's a game plan, isn't it? It's going there and having the game plan, everything going your way and sticking to it. And that's the thing with this, isn't it? I think there will be a game plan. It's just you need every single player to do their job, and that can be that. I think that can have a massive effect on who starts the game, because if you take two players like Charlie Alcaraz and Decore, I think David Moyes is more likely to pick Decore for this game than Charlie Alcaraz, because he probably thinks in the balance of things, okay, the weaknesses Decore has, maybe keeping the ball and stuff like that, are secondary to staying in shape, cutting out the passing lanes, being disciplined, doing your pressing, whereas Charlie Alcaraz might get a little bit excited. You don't know how he's going to react in this scenario, because for Moyes, this is his first taste since coming back to Everton of playing, a team like this away from home. You know what I mean? He's had Liverpool at home, but apart from that, there's no Brighton are the nearest, and there's nowhere near any kind of pressure on that game at the time. Just our own internal pressure of needing to win games. So it's how he goes into it. And
they aren't they're not at Liverpool.
No, of course not, but just talking about quality. You're talking about quality. It's going to be really interesting. We've waited till after the press conference to do this, so we knew exactly who would be available. We wouldn't, because obviously after 18 days we weren't sure. But so it's going to take those players, and that's what, for me, that's where I think why he'll pick Mykolenko as well for this. If there's an opportunity for him to play, I think he will start, because he's another one of those where it's like you've got to look at the situation, going who's the pluses and the minuses, and for me, he starts the game as well.
Yeah, Mykolenko's got to play it. He played quite well again. Just to qualify it, he had a good game against Salah at Goodison the other week, and it seems mad to say because Salah ended up with a goal and an assist, but the assist was for me was more of Decore's error, because Everton, we were on the break and he just gave the ball away they broke on the cross coming. The goal was Pickford made the save and it dropped to Salah and he finished it brilliantly. So I don't really think it was anything to do with Mykolenko making defensive mistakes. And he kept Mo Salah relatively quiet that night, and he'll have to do that again. You're talking about one of the best, if not the best player in the world at the moment, and certainly in that position. So it's a tough one. So that's why Mykolenko has to play. And yeah, maybe you're right, Decore. The manager knows what he'll get off him. And it is a case of staying in shape, and it is a case of working hard and pressing. But Liverpool will have a lot of the ball. And I think one thing's been noticeable with Liverpool this season is that they've scored goals in quick succession. And there's been a few games at Anfield even where teams have gone with that similar thing to what Forest have, and they've even taken the lead in it. And then Liverpool have undone them with 2 goals in a couple of minutes. And I think we've seen it recently against, was it Ipswich or Southampton, where they're behind and the next minute's 3-1.
Well, they're notoriously really bad in first halves. That's if you listen to any Liverpool fan, notoriously really slow starters, and it is that thing of grinding teams down or making that sub or bringing it down with Nunes on and sort of changing it a little bit up. They're not at home, as I said. I've listened to quite a few Liverpool fans talk about that, and that could be something that Everton look at, but it's whether, again, we've got the opportunity, we come out of our... Because that's the thing, isn't it? Teams go to Anfield, and they know how they're going to set up. And if Liverpool don't sort of go at them, do they get comfortable? Do they take the lead and then suddenly feel a bit like, oh, we're all right here? And then Liverpool know they have to change, but the opposition don't know whether to stick or twist. And that's always been our problem going to like Anfield, or for Moyes going to a lot of teams. It's like... You set up really well and you think, oh, we're doing all right here, and it only takes us that one thing because you won't break out of the way you're playing. And it's obviously a big issue for teams who don't have the quality of top sides. They don't know how to break out of it. And maybe now in the Premier League, there's a few more teams now who do know how to break out of it, and that's what's helping those sides or propel themselves obviously up the table and giving these teams a tougher go. But that'll be a really interesting part of this game if Liverpool do start slow. I mean, it's been, I think it's 18 days, 17 for them, hasn't it? They played the day after. These games, in one way, that's a blessing for them because I think they needed the rest. But on the other side, any game after an international break, you all come back and it's a little bit like you've just met each other again for both sides. So it will be interesting how fast they start and if we can take advantage of that.
Yeah, again, it's the first goal's key, isn't it? And Everton have got to be ready. The away games we've seen so far, you know, we won at Crystal Palace. We didn't start particularly well there. We won at Brighton, but that was a bit of a smash and grab, really, wasn't it? Considering, you know, even though the goalie's not making 9 or 10 saves, they had they had most of the ball. Brentford, we should have won the game, and we missed chances, and Wolves, we were crap, but so were they. And it was just a grim game. So this game is a totally different feel to any of them. It's going up against the top side. How confident are we on the counter-attack against a team like Liverpool? It's always, like you said, we keep saying it's a difficult game, but we scored 2 against them the other week. We were the better side at Goodison. We just were. And that's the way it is. And we dug in and we got a draw out of it. So there's not in some ways there's nothing to fear because the pressure is off us a bit. We have had a good result last time we played them. Why not go and have a go at it and see what you get from it? But you're right, it's whether we can switch up from being defensively sound to going, we're going to put you under a bit more pressure or whatever. Can we do it? We don't know.
How do we score? Against
we scored 9 on the run, 9 games on the run, so we are scoring. The same last time. How are we going to score against them at Goodison? They're flying, and they were flying when they come to Goodison. We scored 2. We could have had more. We could have had more. You know, Beto, the quick free kick, and he's in. Well, that's the ball in behind for Beto. Is how you get at them. That's how we got at them at Goodison. That's how you get at them at Anfield. Playing in behind. Everything else will be, I guess, it'll be a little bit off the cuff, won't it? It's get bodies in the box, will it? You know, I'd like to say get corners and stuff and put them under pressure, but our corners are dreadful. So unless we've done a lot of work in 18 days on corners.
Do you think we'll have moments if we have the Corey playing? I don't expect him to play like he played last time as a basically another centre forward. Do you think we'll have triggers? So maybe if the ball gets to Tarky and he's looking for a diagonal, the Corey will then put himself as the receiver at that diagonal so that we can work the wingers into it off those flicks or work better off those flicks because as I said, it is that thing of if you are too negative, then all you're trying to do is prevent them score and you're never actually trying to get yourself in there. There has to be ways, hasn't it? And
you've got to carry a threat, haven't you? And again, the ball in behind Liverpool is a ball that certainly worked to our advantage the last time we played them. Curling balls in behind. We got in a few times. We just with the right ball. We'd had a couple that we cut back and they covered. That's how you get in, isn't it? Because otherwise, what are you looking at? You're right. You're looking to just go, well, just keep it 0-0 for as long as we can and see if we can get something. I mean, it'll be like that anyway. They're a better team than Everton, so it'll be like that. We're still picking up the pieces of what has been a few years of having to sell our best players and trying to re-piece it together. So for David Moyes, this is again, he'll learn a lot about these players because it doesn't come much tougher than this, but I think you've got a chance. Liverpool do concede. You know, we just talked then, Ipswich scored against them, Southampton scored against them. Teams are scoring goals past them. Newcastle put 2 past them there. 2 past them at Wembley. So there's opportunities. It's, we're not can't imagine we're having 6 or 7 good chances against them. I just can't see that because we ain't got the players for that. But I think we'll get opportunities and we might have to be patient for that. And it might be a bit scruffy. It might be something where You know, it's a mix-up at the back, or they give it away, or we get in with the diagonal, the ball across the box. That's what you've got to do.
Let's just have a look at the Liverpool team from the Carabao Cup final. So obviously there's no recognised right back, is there, at the moment?
No.
Kwanzaa filling in there, so obviously...
And he's a centre-back naturally, isn't he?
There's a bit of a weakness there, but I don't think... I mean, Liverpool's team, it's strong, but, you know, I've heard, you know, people talking about Gravenbach's not quite where he was. Robinson, not quite where he was. And it's more to do with players just getting more and more tired as they see it. Now, I don't know how that break will affect them. A lot of them would have been on international duty and stuff like that, so you never know. But that's the side, isn't it? That's the side, and we know it. We know it's a good side, but it's just about limiting them, isn't it? Mo Salah, you hope Michalenko does a job on them, and you know, Jake O'Brien on the other side. And
well, Jake O'Brien did well, didn't he, last time up against Diaz, wasn't he? You know, but they've got Diaz, they've got Gakpo, they've got Jota, Salah, you know. So you look at Nunes, whether people think of him or not, he's still quick and he's powerful.
Yeah.
You've got to keep, you know, you've got to bring your guy. You can't mark one and think, oh, I'll take care of it, because they haven't just got one threat.
Yeah.
So you just got to do your job. Everton will have to be almost perfect, to be honest.
Let's have a look at their main threat, though. Mo Salah obviously scored the goal last time and got an assist. 29 games played, 27 goals, 17 assists, an XG of 22.15. And as you can see, it's all coming down that right-hand side, and you know what he's going to do. It's whether you can stop him from doing it. That's it, isn't it? And that's the thing with most top players, isn't it? It's whether you can stop them. You know what they're going to do with the top players, and Mo Salah didn't have a particularly good game in the last derby, but he scored and got an assist. So he's done what he needed to do. So it is, and obviously we know Michalenko's going to be a big part of trying to stop that. So we hope he's at his best. I mean, that's
force him on his right foot, because it's just not quite as good as his left.
Let's have a look at the Everton team that faced West Ham. Now, of course, he played Alcaraz and he played Decore in this game. It just didn't work, did it? It didn't work, and I think he would have learned a lot from that. He knows he can't do that again for this game. So I think, you know, the rest of the team sort of takes care of itself. But do you think he will just go back to having Harrison on the left, Lindstrom on the right, and then maybe Decore over Alcaraz?
Yeah, I think, listen, the Jack Harrison thing off the right-hand side doesn't work. It didn't work for Sean Dyche. It doesn't work. He's better off the left-hand side. Whether you're a lover of Jack Harrison or you're not, I think everyone in general would concede that he's better on the left-hand side, and Lindstrom gives us that pace off the right. Playing Alcaraz, the reason for me why it didn't work against West Ham is, A, you've got Jack Harrison on the right, because you've got to check back all the time. But B, Alcaraz, you're making me yawn here. Alcaraz, off the left, he wasn't playing on the left, he was tucked right in. Yeah. So there was nothing ahead of Michalenko. There, and him and Decore were almost not getting in each other's way, but they were in kind of like the same spaces, and it gave us no width. So I think that was an experiment that didn't work for me. So
obviously Brozian and Schmidt came on against West Ham and made a massive difference. Is there no world that one of them starts this game
instead of
well, Brozius played he played half an hour, I think, against England, then he played another 70 minutes against Andorra. You know, no one wants to play against Andorra.
It's tough, like. Tough game.
But it's still. I'm not being funny. You're probably more likely to pick up an injury against Andorra.
And he got an assist as well.
So he's played those minutes.
Both on the right hand side.
Both on the right hand side. Chimiti came back as well. So,
what do you mean rather than Beto?
Well, rather than Lindstrom, Harrison, I just think throwing it out there.
No, I don't see it. I think it's at Anfield, whereas at Goodison. But again, you're going really offensive with a system you've not really used before. I think there's definitely scope for that, and I definitely think Moyes should be trying to try that out. Maybe, who knows? Maybe on Saturday against Arsenal, or maybe Ipswich at home or something where you're going in a... No, but you know what I mean?
Just thinking how far away that is.
But an attacking lineup, I mean, I can't see David Moyes going with a full attacking lineup at Anfield. I can't see many managers going and playing.
No, but could you see like Schmidt playing instead of Beto?
I can't, but doesn't mean he won't. No. He looked really lively against West Ham, but it was still only sort of 12 minutes, 15 minutes.
Tried and tested, isn't it?
Well, Beto scored last time out, so you'd be thinking, I've scored against these last time, I'll score against them. That's kind of how strikers think. And I get, for me, the next few weeks is building Brozier and building Schmidt up to sort of take those latter games. That's what I'd be looking for. But
I mean, it'd be a major boost though, wouldn't it, if you have to look at the bench and you've got Brozier, Schmidt and maybe Ndiaye as well. It'd be a major boost, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the manager said, you know, Ndiaye's a little bit ahead of Dwight, but he's not put anything on it. And
but last time he did put Brozier back on the bench. Brozier had only been training sort of with the team, probably similar to what Ndiaye's done, and he was sub against West Ham and came on. So he may well be on the bench. And then you're looking at that, like you said, you've got Brien, Schmidt and Ndiaye, Irabunim, Patterson. You know, you've got lads then who are Premier League players, and you know, and obviously he's got that option then, and there's Keane's there. So all of a sudden you are getting first team. Your bench is made up of first team players again, where for a few weeks it was at 4 sort of kids who were untried on the bench. So he'll be delighted with that, and obviously Alcaraz or Decore, one ever he goes with. So there'll at least be some decent depth on the bench.
An actual squad, one goal.
But listen, it's a tough game, and
we'll
see what we get from it.
Just that's it, isn't it? It's a tough place to go. You never get anything.
Let's hope
we got something.
Let's hope next season we're going. We win this, we win the league, or we climb the places. Who knows?
Fair enough. I mean, can't really.
All things are possible.
Of course they are. In a way, there's a world out there somewhere where just the roles are reversed.
You just don't.
There's
know.
definitely a world out there somewhere.
No, but it is. Just to finish off. Liverpool have hardly won at Goodison in the last 15 years. So when we go to each other's ground, it's a tough, horrible place to go, and we have found it really difficult winning there. We've won once in the last 5 or 6 years there. They've won once in the last 5 or 6 years.
I like the way you said once in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I'm erasing the other 35.
That's once in 25, 26 years.
Yeah. I'm erasing that. But what I mean is, in the past 5 years, say, both have got the same record of like one away winning in that time. So that's how difficult it is going to the opposition's ground. So we know, but what a lovely time it'd be to grab.
Yeah, what a lovely
3 points.
What a lovely time.
Chilled.
Would absolutely be chilled, wouldn't it? So there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Tell us how you're feeling going into this one and what you'd expect. And why Beto will get at hat-trick. Why wouldn't we? Just all these things are possible and more. Let us know. Thanks for watching. See you later.